Welcome everyone to our new Ideas Spotlight segment here on Beyond the Brick. My guest this week is Jake Sadovich and his 1950s Murray pedal car project. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for our new Ideas Spotlight segment here on Beyond the Brick. And I just want to give a big shout out to Clone Army Customs for making this Ideas Spotlight possible. Thank you so much to their sponsorship of this live stream. If you want to get some really incredible custom Lego Star Wars accessories and minifigures for your Lego builds, check them out at clonearmycustoms.com. And there's a link in the description to their website as well if you just want to click through there. And I do want to give a big shout out to Jake Sadovich for joining me for the first segment of our new show here. So if people have seen our live streams in the past, like the Tuesday live streams that we do every week where we go for several hours, this show will be a little bit different because we're going to focus on just one main ideas project every week. And so it'll be roughly in the 15-minute range is kind of what we're shooting for, just to get more of these really cool Lego ideas projects out there for people. And you can go vote for them and throw your support behind them. Now, Jake is a great first guest because many of you might know him from his incredible Ship in a Bottle set, which I have right here. So that was an ideas project that Jake already made and got the votes, and then Lego turned that into an official set. And is that still available for people to purchase, Jake, if they haven't seen that?
Yeah, I think it's out of stock online now because it's retired, I believe, around the end of the year. But once the stores open back up, there's still inventory out in the stores.
Okay, so number one activity after quarantine ends, you've got to rush into the stores and pick up a Ship in the Bottle set before they all sell out.
Yep.
Well, that was an incredible set, and we'll get into your experience with the Lego Ideas platform in a little bit. But I want to focus on, first off, the current project you have on the platform, because this is an absolutely amazing build. So well done, Jake. So take us through first off, kind of what the inspiration and the real life version of this pedal car that you've made and kind of where this came from.
Yeah, really, this is one of those ideas that just kind of popped into my head when I was picking up after another project. But it's based on a Murray's pedal car from the 1950s. These older children's toys that you could just ride around and pedal around in. And then I used a lot of online Google images to get all the shaping right. Yeah, like that. So that was kind of where I was planning on going just red and chrome, but with the white on the wheels, but I decided to need a little more white. So I really like how that stripe down the side and the upholstery on the seat looked.
Right. It's so realistic. It's one of those models when you first glance at it that you don't even realize it's made out of Lego, which is the sign of a really well-built model, because it doesn't have, like a lot of studs showing or anything like that to make it, recognizable as Lego. So it almost could just be like a version of the real thing.
Right. Yeah. And I've heard that one. It doesn't look like Lego quite a lot. So that's kind of one of the ultimate compliments in our world, I guess. When people scroll past your thing and then have to see it again later and realize, oh, that actually belongs on this Lego group in Facebook,
Yes, exactly. So now you actually have the model there with you in person. So if you can,
yeah, I've got it.
If you can hold that up for us just to get, because one of the things that's kind of deceptive about this is the scale of this massive model. So if you want to hold that up and then talk about a few of the details that way.
Right. Okay. So yeah, maybe a little idea is the wheels are the largest motorcycle wheels. You can see they don't come in white. That's spray paint. So I have to admit to a little bit of painting because there were a couple parts that didn't come in red, but I had to use them. And then I got a lot of custom chrome parts because on the real thing, it's chrome in it. Like I tried it in light bluish gray. No, didn't work. So it's got the whole working pedal system in there.
Wow.
The steering works. I'm still kind of fine tuning the steering. The problem is there's enough play in kind of the pieces that when you roll it forward, each wheel can tilt out just slightly so far. And so it'll actually jam up.
I see.
Try and get the back to the back. When I was deciding kind of early on, I was trying to pick which car to do. And I really liked this one, but the back looked so challenging. I put it off for several days to decide it was this car that I was going to do. If you look online at Murray Torpedo pedal car, then you'll be able to find a bunch of images of the original one. So, but yeah, the back looked super challenging, and it was. But I think I pulled it off.
What was that?
I think I pulled it off.
No, I think so. What was it that drew you to that particular pedal car that you recreated there?
It was just the big, huge chrome grille and that kind of old school, the big hood up over the rest of the car. That kind of 1950s car look. I thought it just looked really cool.
And is this at a particular scale? So there's like the sort of like Technic figure scale that Lego has done some stuff in. Would it be along those lines?
Probably for a newborn infant. It fit nicely in there. It's kind of between 1/2 and 1/3 of real scale. So it's roughly half the size of an actual pedal car, maybe a little less.
Wow. Yeah. So that's quite math. Do you have the dimensions then on how big it is?
Not in my brain right at the second. I didn't think about that.
That's fine. Yeah. I just want people to be able to understand like how big this whole thing is. You know, we saw you holding it there, but this is not only is it really well detailed, but the model itself is so large. You got your tape measure?
I got a tape measure right here. So it's 18 inches long and about 9.5 tall. So.
Right. So yeah, and there's a photo on the Ideas project where there's a minifig next to it, and it just dwarfs the minifig.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, you can see that photo. Is that Emmett there, and the wheel is taller than him.
Yeah. I always use Emmett for scale if I can find him. But yeah, so if anyone's familiar with Boone Langston's fire truck from the AFL Designer program, it uses those same large motorcycle tires, and I think it's got about the same wheelbase, maybe a little bit wider though, but lengthwise between the wheels is the same as that fire truck.
Wow, yeah, that's really incredible. How did you decide on that scale for it? Did you debate between smaller, bigger, or various sizes as you went through it?
Yeah, I decided kind of early on, and it was based off the wheels. Because I thought just putting I think that's an 8x8, 8x8 dish in there to make the rims look right. So that wheel just kind of set the scale for the whole build.
That makes sense. Now you mentioned some custom chrome pieces. Did you make those yourself, or did you get those made by someone else for the project?
No, I ordered them from Chrome Block City. They used to be on Bricklink, but now they have their own website you can order from. So they're still switching their inventory over. So they're still uploading lots of stuff, but they've got tons of different parts that they custom chrome. So
those chrome pieces always look so amazing. Lego hasn't done a lot with that recently, have they?
No, and really the issue is that it makes the part just a teeny bit thicker. So the studs going into the anti-stud, there's too much clutch. In fact, I cracked a couple pieces putting them together. So I actually, on a few pieces, I had to go back and scrape chrome off the stud and then put it into the part so it wouldn't mess it up.
Oh, I see. So it messes with the clutch.
Yeah. It makes it too tight.
Now you mentioned how difficult different portions of this build were. So take us through some of those challenges, because the way you're using like the rounded pieces to create kind of those soft curves throughout the build just makes it so realistic looking, like we were saying earlier. So what were some of those biggest challenges for you with the pieces you used?
A lot of it was keeping that rounded shape, because I want to say like 3 very distinct body lines. So kind of the hood right above the the headlight. So basically that line goes all the way back and down. And then there's kind of a bulge out on the side of the hood, and that line follows down and becomes the top of the rest of the car in the back. And then you've got the hood itself. So trying to get all that to look pretty smooth was quite rough. And then the shaping of the hood itself was kind of challenging. It was one of the first parts I did, because it's got that curved and round, but it's also had to become a wedge. So there's
Right.
what are they? Mixel joints holding the two halves of the hood at that angle together. The windshield was kind of fun. Once I decided the scale and I was looking at that, it's just this one metal piece on the car. But I knew right away that the 7mm ribbed hose would probably be the best to do. So that's what I did. But on the inside, it's also got 3mm hose to help hold the shape. So it's only actually pinned in 3 locations.
So yeah, it's so some parts of it are a little precarious there.
Yeah, well, most of it's pretty solid, but
Is it?
yeah. Oh, the head badge was kind of a pain.
Oh, so
It seems kind of simple, but no, just getting those wings, because they're kind of upside down, and then the badge face. What's on it, actually, I'll show it again.
Okay.
Chrome Block City, when I ordered, didn't have the old shield, like a Forest Man shaped shield. So I used this 5-sided tile. So getting...
Yeah, there you go.
That all to connect at the right angles is... So probably if you bump the head badge, that one piece will fall off pretty easily.
So just buyer beware whenever that happens.
Yeah, totally. So the shield, I think, would have held better because it would have a bar that went into a hole. But like I said, they just didn't have one in stock, and I didn't want to try and paint one and have it look off.
That makes sense. I know one thing that a lot of people who do ideas projects are concerned about is kind of how much will Lego designers or the people at Lego kind of change the project. So is there anything you foresee them, if this does reach the 10,000 votes, they want to turn it into a set, is there anything you foresee being an issue for the designers, or something that you think might possibly need changed, or it's pretty much like the model is right now, it would work as a kit on the shelves?
I would like to think it's sturdy enough and would work, but there's so many things that they have to look at, like price point. It could come down to price point. They want a $90 set, and this is a $200 part, so it has to be downsized. Otherwise, the biggest issue would probably be just the chrome, because I don't think they're making chrome anymore, and may not, because of the issues with clutch. But it's a concept model, and you want to turn heads, and you want to get people's attention, so it needs all the chrome. So it probably, it may be metallic silver or flat silver or some other option there.
They do have, kind of similar parts that they can work with to make something similar to what you have right now.
Right.
And you can see you're at just about 1,750 votes, almost right there, just a couple away. So for people who want to go vote for this project, we'll have a link to it in the description of the video. So you can just click on that and go over and vote on Lego Ideas. And I definitely encourage you to do that for this one and any of the projects that we're featuring in future weeks here on the show. There's going to be some really incredible ones. So if you haven't made an account, I would encourage you to do that. It doesn't take too much time, and then you have something set up and you can cast your vote for some of these incredible ideas projects, like the pedal car here. So Jake, another thing I wanted to ask you about was, I mentioned at the very beginning, you've had the incredible Ship in the Bottle set that already became an official Lego set. So talk about kind of what you learned from that, and how that kind of affected the way you get the word out about an ideas project, and maybe any advice you have for other people who have projects out there who are trying to spread the word.
Right. I actually, I was spoiled on that one. Honestly, it went so fast, and it was so popular that this pedal car is my third one that I put up there, actually. So like with the Ornithopter, it made it to like 2,500 something and then timed out. So I have to kind of couch my expectations, This one's going pretty well. It's going along smoothly, getting votes every day. It hasn't really bottomed out or anything. But with the ship in the bottle, it was just so popular that I think it was, if I remember correctly, like 48 days till it went to 10,000. So as far as sharing it with people, you got to share it everywhere online, Facebook and Instagram, and try to attract enough attention that other people will start sharing it too. And I got that with the ship in a bottle. There was a lot of people who really loved it, and they went out of their way to share it and make sure everyone saw it. So really, it's just getting it out there for people to see it. I mean, if you get on your local news channel if you want and try and, get the local vote, do whatever you can, because when it comes down to it, it's kind of a numbers game, really. You have to have, so you have 10 people see it, and like 3 of them like it enough to click the link, and 1 of them will go, oh, okay, I'll make an account and actually vote,
Right.
Or if you're 1 in 20, then you got to have a lot of people see it. If you're at like 1 in 10, then you got, I can't do the math.
It's just, but yeah, it does get harder. It's only a small amount of people who actually see the project that will vote for it. But I like that point about getting on, like, if you've got a local news station or something, because at the end of the day, it's just, you need the 10,000 votes. It doesn't matter if it's international people, if it's just people in your neighborhood voting, whoever it is. If you get the 10,000 votes, that's really what matters, right?
Yeah, for sure. At the end of the day, that's exactly what you need. And then if you've got a project, say like with the ship in a bottle, there are ship in a bottle groups on Facebook. There's plastic modeling ships. And so I joined some of those groups too and shared with them and got attention there. So if your model has its own fandom that has nothing to do with Lego, get it out there. Like I know with Holly's Coraline Pink Palace, there's fans of the film, so there's fan pages for that, so she could share it in there. But you got to diversify if you can.
Right. Every fandom has its kind of corner of the internet these days. So just kind of search that out and see what people are talking about on anywhere online, and then see if you can drum up some support that way. Yeah,
for sure. You got to raid the other communities a little too.
Well, that definitely makes sense. Well, thank you, Jake. I really appreciate you giving us this insight into your pedal car. Congratulations again on the success of the ship in the bottle. I know the set has been very popular. I really enjoyed building it. A lot of other people have as well. So I hope we can see a repeat of it here with the pedal car, because that certainly looks like an impressive model. It would look good next to Boone's fire truck that I have on display. So I need those two.
Right? It does. I have the fire truck, and they look good together.
That's a little incentive for people to buy it. So once again, anyone checking out this video, make sure to go over to Ideas, and you can vote for Jake's model on there. There's a link in the description of this video. You can just click through there. And if you haven't set up an account, like I said earlier, definitely encourage you to do that, because there's lots of great projects you can support over there. We can get Jake to 10,000 votes as soon as possible here. It really is an incredible model. So I wish you the best of luck, Jake. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you, everyone who joined us in the chat and on the live stream. We always appreciate you joining us in all of our live streams. You can come back every Tuesday for our quarantine cast, where we chat with different builders. And then every Thursday, we have Brian Saviano playing one of the Lego video games on the channel. So make sure to check all of that out every week, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.